So, you are interested in possibly running for Baron or Baroness in your barony, and you're looking for some advice. Hello, my name is Lynn, and welcome to my channel. Recently, I had a friend reach out and ask for some advice because they were looking to possibly run with their spouse for the next Baron and Baroness of their barony, and as it is, in the SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronism, I am a member of the Order of the Laurel. I am also a landed Baroness in the barony that I live in, and also I am the Rum Chancellor. The Rum is Royal University of the Mid-Realm. So as a landed Baroness, I was asked for some advice since, well, my husband and I stepped up last year, and what advice had we been given? What were our experiences just having been a landed Baron and Baroness for the last year? And here is some of the advice that I gave them. The first thing that I recommend doing is setting the tone for the polling process. And what I mean by this, that is that you and the person you're running with, you should go meet with the other candidates and have a physical, face-to-face conversation and just set the tone and make sure everyone's on the same page. The betterment of the barony is what is most important, and so regardless of who is selected to be the next Baron or Baroness of the barony, that you will be first in line to support whomever is selected. And by helping set that tone ahead of time, you're helping to set a unification of the barony and just setting the tone because you want everyone to be in agreement and just happy, wholeness, unified. It's the barony that you're supporting. So set the tone, meet with the candidates, and just let everyone be on the same page that we're all going to support each other, regardless of who is selected as the next Baron and Baroness. My next piece of advice, read your baronial charter. Is the baronial charter up to date? If it is, great. Know the rules. Know what you're signing up for before you potentially sign up for it. Because depending on the charter, there are a number of charters out there that might say that the position is for 5 years. Is this a job you want to do for 5 years? Other charters might say 3 to 5 years. This is where it helps to know the rules, so read your charter. And when you read your charter, is it up to date? If it's not up to date, maybe check with your group and see what you can do to work on getting the charter updated. Another piece of advice that I was given before stepping up as a Baroness is just know that whatever path you're on might be stalled. And what I mean by that, say you are wanting to become a knight, maybe you're wanting to become a pelican, a laurel, pick a path. Just know that being selected as Baron or Baroness might delay that from happening, and that's just because for the next however many years your term is, if it's 3 years, 5 years, that your main focus should be on that position. And if you're focusing on that, then you may not have as much time to focus on your other path. Another piece of advice that my husband and I were given before we stepped up as a landed Baron and Baroness is that being Baron and Baroness will fast track, or most likely will fast track your relationship. If your relationship is on rocky ground, then more than likely this will help expedite things to dissolve that relationship. Just the same, if you are on a good, solid foundation with the relationship, being Baron and Baroness will help expedite it to become an even stronger relationship. You will be spending a lot of time with this person. You have to agree on a number of things, and you have to be unified with what you see, how you want to represent the barony, how you want to represent people, awards you want to give, who you want, just so many things. You have to either be unified and have a strong foundation. Otherwise, if you're already on rocky foundation, just know this will probably be the final nail in the coffin for your relationship. I'm sorry, that probably sounds harsh, but that is a reality that I've seen personally. Another piece of advice is just know that if you are selected to be Baron and Baroness of your barony, that people will probably treat you differently. Some friends might still see you as their friend, and just because you have a shiny hat on your head, it doesn't make that much difference. But then others, some people who may not have ever sought your company before are all of a sudden acknowledging you, maybe just by walking down the path at an event, and then people, they see a coronet on your head. For example, as you can see, I have a Pennsic shirt here, and walking through Pennsic, I had people who would stop and like bow their head in my direction, even though I did not know who they were. That was very nice that they did that, and my guess, they could have been from a different kingdom, but they just saw that I had a shiny pointy hat on my head, and from that, and when I say shiny pointy hat, it is a coronet, but by having something on my head, that meant my status is elevated, and then people take notice. And with that, another piece of advice, because you're being noticed, remember to smile. You never know when someone's taking your picture, and with social media, at least with me, I prefer to have pictures of myself smiling and looking happy. So remember to smile. Aside from the fact that by smiling, I think you help elevate the mood and set everyone else at ease. And if you're having a good day and you're smiling and having fun, that just rubs off on everyone else. And then they want to smile and have a good time too and spend time with you. If you are selected to become the next Baron or Baroness of your barony, I like to think of it as being comparable to parenthood. There are parts of the job that may not be that much fun, but there are other parts of it that are highly rewarding, and one completely outweighs the other. There are times where you might have to put your serious face on and go deal with something and help handle that situation, but then there are other times like you see someone doing something awesome, and then you get to tell the crown, because as a Baron and Baroness, your word has weight to it. And so if you relay that information, then you get a front row seat to court, and then you get to see the king and queen acknowledge that person for that awesome thing that you saw that they did. So just know that, think of it like parenthood. At times it might be stressful, maybe not the most fun, but then there are other times where you see your children happy, smiling, full of life, and just their happiness makes you happy, and it's rewarding. And so, but thinking of happiness and smiling and all of that, remember as a Baron and Baroness that whatever emotions you exude, that is what is going to rub off, and then how your barony is going to feel as a whole. If you are enthusiastic for your job, if you are eager and happy and, well, enthusiastic, then others are going to want to be also happy, eager, enthusiastic, and want to do things as well. Just the same, if you are, say you're sour, say you are burnt out, well, others can feel that, and then just the nonverbal body cues that you're given, if, say, your shoulders are slumped, the arms are crossed, and you're just giving a very negative vibe, then others might also have that negative vibe. So remember, smile, have fun. This is a hobby, and if you're not having fun, then maybe take a step back and figure out what it is that first hooked you on the hobby, and what made it fun for you? What can make it fun for you again? If you need help, let me know. I'm always available for a smile and a hug. A final piece of advice, if you are selected to be the next Baron or Baroness of your barony, is make sure before you sign up that you have the time to dedicate to become the next Baron or Baroness of your barony. That means if, say, maybe due to job constraints, maybe you are working full-time, going to school part-time, just whatever time constraints you have, that might limit how well you can do this job. So, and when I say job, it is a fun job, it is a position, but you need to have the time to be able to dedicate to do this position well. So you need to go to fight practices, go to arts and sciences gatherings, go to as many events as you can to see and be seen, be there to support your populace, your barony, and travel around, maybe offer up rides to others from your barony to go to other events if you've got room in your vehicle. Just the more energy and enthusiasm you put into it, the more time you are able to dedicate, that just gives more time and energy put into the barony to then help it grow and just overall to flourish. And so make sure you've got the time and the energy before you sign up, because depending on your charter, you might be signing up for 5 years. Maybe it's only 3 years, but that is a time commitment. And do you have the finances to drive to practice every week for the next 3 years or 5 years? No one says you have to go to every single practice, because yes, you've got vacation. Yes, there might be a snowstorm, pick something. But just the same, the more presence that you can provide, the better for the barony. So that's just something else to look into. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. Please click subscribe, and please ring that bell to be updated when new videos come out.